All right, there we go.
We're in.
It did just start absolutely downpouring outside, so I don't know if we'll have internet tonight or not.
Or power. Power might be good.
Yeah, I don't usually lose power here. It's normally just internet for whatever reason. Comcast is like, nah, no, thank you. But see if we get anybody in here tonight. It's been 2 weeks that we
Yeah,
were off.
a small, a small break,
Small
but
hiatus.
it's kind of how things are, man.
Yeah, it is what it is. So, Theron's in here. At least I know it's working now.
Yeah.
It was 2 weeks ago, that Monday, that I went and picked up the machine, which is in the shop. It's not functioning, but it's in the shop. Uh, and then last Friday, well, 2 Fridays ago, we left for Disney World for a week, Friday to Friday, which meant that we flew on the day that all of the outages were, that every flight was canceled or delayed or whatever. Um, so that was super cool. We got to start our vacation with a 3 hour flight delay.
That's
But
better than
thankfully,
some.
yeah, thankfully they canceled every flight after ours out of the airport that we flew out of. So we were the last flight to leave, and it was only a 3 hour delay. But unfortunately, that meant that we had to call the car service that was taking us from the airport to our hotel and reschedule with them, which they were frantic because everybody was trying to reschedule that day. And that also meant that instead of getting to the airport at noon, we got there at like almost 4. And then we didn't get to the hotel till like a little after 5, which meant that we missed our dinner reservation. So it was an interesting start to the vacation. But, oh, and when we got off the airplane, it was 104 degrees. And
Uh,
we left Indiana, it was 59. We landed in Orlando, it was 104. I was like, oh gosh,
it's
I don't
almost
like
double.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I
Let's
don't
go
like
back.
it at all.
Let's go back.
Yeah, can we go home, please? Um, yeah, so spent a week in Florida. Uh, Wife and kid had fun, so I guess that's really all that matters. There's not a whole lot for me at Disney World, but
Oh, you don't
whatever.
gotta lie. Yeah, a lot of
I was I was the backpack carrier,
fun.
full of water bottles and snacks. Basically, just followed them around with a backpack on for 7 days.
You've been. You could easily be replaced by a radio flyer wagon.
Yes,
Is what I'm
yeah,
hearing.
yeah, exactly. Maybe that's what I should do next time she wants to go. Just buy her a wagon. Be like, here you go.
Or like those restaurants with the little robot things that bring your food. You just
Yeah,
send her with one of those.
could. It would benefit me because then I wouldn't have to go.
I'm not buying that you didn't have as much fun as you're leading on.
Uh, I can promise you, I didn't have that much fun. It's always nice to get away for a little bit, but like I would much rather go camping or wheeling or any number of other things that are not Disney World. But
Yeah. Is
whatever.
is that the one with like the Star Wars and all that stuff? Did you do
Now
all
I
that?
Yeah, we actually spent 2 days at that park. Now I will say that particular park has like
He
Toy
had
Story
fun.
Land. That particular park has Toy Story Land and Star Wars. I'm not particularly a Star Wars fan. I don't think I've ever seen an entire Star Wars movie start to finish. But I can appreciate all of the detail. That place is so detailed that, like, dude, I don't even know how much money it cost them to build that freaking place, but good golly, it had to take them a long time and spend a lot of money because it's very, very detailed.
Huh.
Um, the best lunch I had was in Toy Story Land. There's a barbecue place in Toy Story Land that was pretty good,
The
but I don't know.
highlights of the
Yeah,
trip. Barbecue
yeah.
land.
Highlights of the trip was barbecue in Toy Story Land. I think the wife are going to do a Florida trip next year. Just she'll spend a week in Universal for Harry Potter, and I'll go to Disney for Star Wars. Last year we went to Universal, and because my wife also likes Harry Potter, so uh, again, very very detailed. Um, it's super cool to actually like sit there and look at the detailed stuff, but like as a whole, I just don't get into it. But I can appreciate it. I just don't get into it.
Yeah, I would have to admit I would probably have like the same experience. I'd be like, well, none of this stuff is like crazy, and I'm like, well, that looks pretty cool, and someone put a lot of time into that. So,
Yeah, and like
where's the beer
it's
stand?
well, okay, but it's so freaking expensive. Everything there is
Oh,
expensive. Like the one dinner, the most expensive dinner, it was like one of those like curated menu type of places where like you only have three options for an appetizer and three options for an entree and three options for a dessert, and it was like $175 a person. So our dinner for two adults and a kid was like almost $400 because a 10-ounce Michelob Ultra is $12.
oh,
Yeah, a can of Bud Light's $11. I'm like, I get
again,
a can of Bud Light was $11 at the hotel.
huh?
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's just not. It's
Uh,
just not
uh,
me, dude. A bottle of water is 650, 675 for a bottle of Dasani
but
water.
that should be the same price as the freaking Bud Light.
It's the same
This is
thing.
not adding up.
Yeah, it's the same thing. But yeah, I don't know. But it's over now. I'm back now. I spent half the day trying to figure out where to start when I got back.
I figured as much. I was like, I'm not gonna bug him. As
Yeah.
I thought, I was pretty sure you were back, but I was like, I don't know. Is the flight still down? Did he actually get it back? I don't know.
Yeah, it was Friday to Friday, so I got home Friday about lunchtime. But I didn't. I came back to the shop. I came to the shop Friday to order a couple of things, some wheels and tires for a customer, and some material for skid plates. And then I had to come back on Sunday to make some parts in the lathe for a guy that needed them ASAP. But other than that, I really wasn't focused on anything work related for 10 days, which I don't normally do. So
I feel like you thought about it.
I thought about it, but also I can't remember the password to the Brazen Gmail account, and it's not logged in on my phone. So I couldn't check emails if I had to while I was on vacation. So like I could log into Facebook and check
Yeah.
Facebook messages, but like emails, I really didn't. I mean, I guess I thought about it a couple of times, but not that I could really do much about it. So whatever. What I was more, what I was thinking about more was the new machine because
Yeah.
unfortunately, on my way home with the machine, I had a little bit of a casualty. Typically, when you're going to haul or move a CNC machine, you want to move the axes to a place where they're either all the way bottomed out, or you brace them, or block them with wood, or you strap them, or do something with them to keep them from wanting to jar and bounce going down the road. Unfortunately, this machine was already disconnected from power before I got there, and was not in any state to be able to be braced or anything. So, unfortunately, one of the belts on the second side of the machine uh, lost its teeth and came apart
Oh,
because the big axis
right.
slide, like slid down and ripped all the teeth off the belt, and it's in a bunch of pieces. So unfortunately, I couldn't find, while I was gone, I couldn't find manuals that had part numbers. Like, I found manuals that showed the belts and stuff, but like
Right.
nothing that had part numbers to be able to order. So I had to wait till I got back here to even be able to do any research to find, and that went through my head way more than anything else did. So like,
Well, yeah, the new toy's broken, so
yeah, yeah, my new toy's broken. How can I fix it without being
yeah.
able to find the parts to fix it? Um, but I found a belt. They're not that expensive. It's just like a
You
two
got
week.
two belts.
Yeah, I did. I actually ordered four,
Oh, nice.
but it's like a 2 week lead time. So,
Okay.
which is,
Not
I'm
bad.
honestly, it's kind of fine because I didn't do any preparation to the shop.
Yeah.
Like even figuring out where I was going to put this machine. So when I guess I probably could have done the live stream that Monday, but I didn't get back here until after 5 o'clock. It was almost 6 o'clock, and then I had to unload everything, get my buddy's trailer back to him, and I would have been really cutting it close. Plus, I was all hot and sweaty and agitated about a belt, so I was like, whatever.
We don't want hot, sweaty, agitated Brett live.
So, yeah, so I just like I unloaded it and just flopped it down in the center of the floor, right in front of the overhead door, because that is extremely close to my three-phase panel.
Okay.
Because I wanted to at least be able to hook it up
Power
to the
on.
panel
Yeah.
temporarily to power it, because I actually had never even seen the machine powered up. So, I mean, I kind of bought it sight unseen. They said it worked, but I hadn't seen it work. So
Yep.
I was at
We've
least
all
able
heard
to,
that one before.
yeah, ran when parked.
Yeah.
So I was
Mhm.
at least able to power up the machine on Tuesday evening, and then I was able to like actually turn it on and make sure a couple of things functioned on Wednesday before I left on Friday. So at least my mind was
Right.
a
Yeah.
little bit at ease, but other than that belt being broke, kind of, that was a bummer. I knew it was possible that it could happen, and Illinois roads and Indiana roads aren't.
Oh, yeah.
There was a couple bumps I hit that I was like, something just broke for sure,
That was
and I
something.
was right. Yeah, I was right. Um, Bud Light isn't that good. I couldn't agree with you more. The skid you did for Matt looks great. I'm glad that he likes it. I'm surprised it took him that long to actually open it. I'm surprised he didn't open it like the day he got it. It took him till Thursday for his what's on the bench to actually open it to see. Looking at it through the package is one
That's
thing, but
that's some self restraint, dude.
yeah, it is. It is. So I actually have. I took the 3D printed skid that I removed from my buggy, and I did it first. I cut the Waffle House logo in it first to make sure that the size was correct
Mm.
before I ruined a Delrin skid.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I actually have a 3D printed version of Matt's Waffle House skid in my hands. So
The one he loves.
the
The
one he
3D
loves,
one.
yeah, yeah. Finally received a long-awaited package today. Hopefully, it was your skid plates.
Yeah,
Packages.
I can't remember if I wrote on there one of two, maybe. If that's the package I'm thinking of.
No, he just ordered skids.
Oh, gotcha.
There was a couple of orders. that you had shipped out partials of that I shipped today, the second halves of. So, um,
Getting
yeah.
caught up.
Start to, I've got a bunch of chassis to cut. I did all of the mini skids for the August batch today. I should have set screws tomorrow so I can ship those to you so you can have them for the
Okay.
release. Those are done. They're not packaged because I don't have set screws, but they're done.
I guess on that note, I have right here next to me August a small batch. Um, I went a lot, so I was thinking maybe I went too bougie on last month. So I'm keeping it simple. Gold 6x6. We've never done the anodized front trays, so here we are. Um, it looks pretty cool, not gonna lie. Also, if we had a little more time, I might have had you do the carbon fiber side pieces, but maybe this will keep the cost. This will probably be our least expensive monthly drop, in case anybody's wondering. But the tray turned out pretty sweet.
That does
Um,
look really good.
I think it's gonna complement like whatever build pretty well. Um,
Yeah.
Depending on how low you run the frame, you probably will. The servo horn may touch that, scratch it up
I
with
mean,
both.
you could always flip it over, flip that whole mount over, and run the tray to the top and gain yourself a quarter inch.
If you got the hood space, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, just mini skid and rear cross brace, just aluminum, 70 mil. Uh,
Yeah.
Pretty simple. Not doing links. I'm not like driving up the cost too much. So this one will be pretty affordable. And I think there's only one of these out there, and it's in Hawaii. If you know, you know. You've probably see. Actually, I think he's posted it on the fan page. So if you want to
He
see
might
pics
have.
of one built up, check out our fan page. Um, Shoot, man, I totally forgot actually. While we had our like 2 week hiatus, I totally did this. This other thing nobody asked for. Um, IFS
you you
and
you
re-release.
Toyota you Toyotally finished that.
I totally ruined it, depending on who you ask.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
no, this turned out pretty good. I got that IFS pretty buttoned up. Um, I don't. So my only thing with this platform is the body, and of course the IFS kind of detracts from what the frame has to offer, as you can probably see. So I
So
mean,
I think
like,
you could probably on those sliders you could probably make a step in them, like from the body.
yeah. Well,
Make it go up the door and over to the chassis instead of going from the rocker to the chassis. Make it go up the door and straight across to the chassis would help a lot.
yeah. I mean, that's yeah. I mean, these sliders are more like a test piece to see if I like the body position because I have the front tucked in. Right in that bumper, just like a factory.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would alleviate like the turbulent underside, but as far as like getting like that crazy breakover benefit, there's really not like anything too special about just because this
Yeah.
is a long body. Um,
Yeah.
but I wanted everything to be super proportional. I didn't want this like weird body lifted cab 10 feet off the ground. So and of course, I need some leaf spring tuning. I just stuck just a single leaf in there, so it's all Carolina squat right now.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's kind of cool. The leaf spring definitely works. I'd like to see it on like some other body, maybe. Be kind of cool, but I haven't really like discussed it. But I might be thinking like if anybody was interested in that, like IFS stuff, maybe open up a pre-order for that at some point in the future. But
Yeah.
uh, the post on the fan page got a little more attention than I thought. So I don't know. if you guys are interested in like a pre-order or something, let me know. I think I got one tweak to do to the servo mount, and it's just the like hex nut insert is a little too big for my liking. But other than that, everything is like spot on that. I'm actually kind of impressed.
It definitely looks good. This I want to talk about this comment real quick. I watched Crawler Canyon make a Delrin skid out of a blank he ordered from Mitsubishi with a table saw and some sandpaper, and it looked good. So I have not watched much Crawler Canyon footage. It's not the same Crawler Canyon that you're thinking of. It's not Crawler Canyon RC Park in Illinois. It's a different YouTube channel called Crawler Canyon. But I saw a video pop up from him in YouTube that he had built a brazen front line off of a VRD stance. So I clicked on the video to watch it. And in the video, he made a couple of statements that they were true, but he was comparing the frontline chassis to the Zoku bolt-on conversion, which the frontline we've discussed multiple times takes a lot of fiddling. You have to have the stubby kit, you have to have servo on top of axle, you have to buy links. Like it's not a bolt-on, but that's what the flatline and the hardline are for. Those are the bolt-on conversions. But he was comparing the front line to the Zoku about them being bolt-on or not. So I made a comment on there, and I said, comparing the front line to the Zoku as far as being bolt-on is apples to oranges. The flatline and hardline from Brazen are direct bolt-ons for the VRD stance. Otherwise, great video. Thanks for your support. To which he replied, I didn't test the flatline or hardline, did I? So me stating the front line is not a bolt-on chassis is something I would call accurate.
That's a weird vibe.
Now maybe I'm thinking a little too much into this, but that seemed a little off-putting. I wasn't trying to say anything negative to him, and maybe it came across that way on his end. I'm not sure, but like, man, I kind of felt like we just headbutted each other there. So I didn't reply to his reply because I'm like, man, I don't know if this is going to go anywhere positive if I reply to this.
And then
maybe that's his personality, or maybe he misunderstood me, or I don't know. But that was a little off-putting. I was trying to add information to the chat that may benefit some other people, and
I think honestly with
it might have been missed.
I think honestly with how people are on social media now, everyone's always in a reactive state. So he probably thought you were basically writing that out in all caps.
I certainly did not write it all in all caps, though. So, like I said, maybe it was just a misunderstanding on both sides. But like,
yeah,
I don't know.
And people don't take criticism the way other people think they might. I don't know. Whenever I run into stuff like that, I'm just like, I've had too much social medias, and then I go out and do something.
I was just like, you know what? This was like first thing in the morning too, so I was like, I'm just gonna drink my coffee. Yeah, I'm just gonna drink my coffee and
asking for it.
Yeah. Swapped this new skid into my buggy this weekend. Perfect fit, such a nice piece. That is thanks to Josh's design. All I did was machine it. The wheelbase from July drop is looking 12.8 on my rig. Think a 4-door Mojave with long bed would work on it. 12.8's that's a lot of wheelbase for what that truck was.
Yeah.
Or was it supposed to be long?
I'd see where your rear leafs are, because man, to be honest, I thought 12 through was kind of a stretch. Oh wait, which bad is it? The leaf?
July?
No, that's the
link leaf.
one.
Should we talk about Paul's thing here? We discussed it a little bit.
Yeah, he was. He actually texted me just before this. He's like, He's like, "Am I going on tonight?" I was like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "Shoot, if we stick to an hour, we we have another guest coming on." But I was like,
Maybe
possibly.
we can have Paul on next week, and
That's
he
kind of
can talk
yeah,
about. We'll save this news until next week, Paul. We can have you on then.
yeah. We'll get some teasers up. Um,
Yeah.
those of you who don't know, Paul is RC Underdog. Um, kind of known for doing quite a few giveaways. Some of them are pretty funny and interesting, but good guy, great for the hobby. I've had the pleasure to hang out with him numerous times, and he was pretty local up
Yeah.
until his last move to Cali. But he still swings by and hangs out, so that's
Then
always
he
fun.
made it down to Texas Crawfest, didn't he?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he drove here. He flew all the way from Cali to go to Texas Crawfest to hand deliver the giveaway truck. So that's pretty
Oh
awesome.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Are you jumping into the next build along Josh is talking about? I absolutely will, especially if it's optic based, H10 optic based. I've driven my optic. I really like my optic, but I can't leave things alone, and I haven't decided what way to go with the optic yet. It's still 100% box stock wheels and tires. Other than I added a washer between the front wheel and the hex to get it to stop rubbing and tearing up tires. Um, but it's 100% box stock other than that. So if it's optic based, I'm absolutely in. Got my Jimmy skid last week. Looks great. Thank you.
Oh,
Uh,
I'm a fan of the group based orders on the Jimmy Skid. That I think that's going to be pretty easy to sort. Um,
I wish I had thought of that first. I wish I had done that first because the people who purchased in before Group 3 wouldn't have known there were groups. But
really,
I did put on there. It's in the title. Uh, what group is pre-ordering currently, and then in the description, it's broken down. You know, Group 3, I'm currently manufacturing them. So and Group Two's already shipped. So um, yeah, I to try to lessen the emails of people asking. And
yeah.
I included order numbers also. So like I said, Group 1 is already shipped. Group 2 is orders number X through Y, and they're shipping on or before X date, which was before I left for Florida. And then it says Group 3 are orders this number through open ended, basically. And they will begin production week of August 1st, which I got material today and started on them already. So try to make it as easy as I can.
Yeah, yeah. I as soon as I saw the group 3 thing, I was like, oh man, yeah, I bet he wishes he would have done that 1 and 2. Surprisingly, everyone's been pretty patient. I think
Yeah,
we
there
had
was
like
only
one or maybe two emails or messages.
there
So
there
that's
I
pretty
have
good.
I have only seen three,
Three.
and two of them had already shipped like the day before or 2 days
Yeah.
before,
So it's like
and
about to arrive to their door.
one of them was an international order, and he was just asking about a tracking number because he had received his order shipped, but I don't know, maybe the tracking number didn't come through or whatever.
Mhm.
So I got him his tracking number. It had already shipped, but everybody except one, which was a Canadian, but his order was shipping like that day or the next day. So
Were there
no big deal.
waffles involved?
Yeah,
Different.
yeah, different law involved. But yeah, um, what axles would work on the 6x6 so I can go ahead and get them? I mean, the
um,
Boom Racing fat axles. They've got center pass through. Um, if you don't do a pass through style axle, you get a 1-to-1 like transfer case and mount that to the chassis.
yeah, I was just gonna say Right now, I think my favorite hack for the 6x6 is that deluxe OD3, because it has two rear outputs. One is standard and one is underdriven. So if you run the two drive shafts, you already have the third axle with the most underdrive. So I think that's kind of like a cheat code for the 6x6. Um, Personally, that'd be cool. Um, I think you'd have enough room up front. You just would do a servo on top of axle. I don't think you could get the OD3 in here with a servo behind the axle. Ask me how I know.
Yeah.
I can send you pictures too.
Yeah.
But in here, about any axles, and link kits you can get from Hardcore. Lance already has he's got it all figured out.
Yeah.
So it's pretty easy to do a 6x6 nowadays, I feel. I was wondering, I don't think I have one, but I think the holes here, you can fit that like generic carrier bearing. A lot of people have been getting off Amazon.
Yeah.
But I don't have one here to test that theory. I've just seen it on trucks. I didn't know if they have to drill anything, but
Yeah.
um,
So should we try to get our guest to join the stream here?
yeah, I see he's commenting. Maybe he will pop up in the in the
Yeah,
waiting room.
Tim, go ahead and pop into the studio, into the waiting room. If you're ready. If you're not ready, just comment and say, "Hey, I've got a baby on my lap," and and we'll just continue on.
He said he had a babysitter earlier. What happened? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah. Got my two skids earlier than I thought I would. I'm glad that was the case for you. Like group one ended up being like people who ordered the first day, and group two ended up being the people who ordered like the second, third, and fourth day, and then group three has been everybody else. So looks like Tim is in the studio. I'm gonna let him get comfortable here for a second.
Hurry up, click him in.
Looks like he's adjusting his headphones. I can see him. Oh,
Oh,
oh. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
All right. Yes.
hey,
Good.
there
Now
he
we got
is.
Tim in here.
Oh, dude,
Coming
do I
through.
need to get the different shirt
Yep.
on? What the heck?
Yep. I'm in.
All right, let's
Yeah.
try. Does that
had
work?
the same hat on as Brett, and
I
then
got
I
like
switched real quick.
tri-way.
So those of you who don't know, this is Tim from TRD Adventures. Tim has actually already been on the show once, or was I was on your show? Either way.
Either way.
Either way, I don't remember. It's not gay if it's a three-way. Nice.
Nope.
Wait, hold on here.
So anyway, Tim is from TRD Adventures. He is a Kansas native, just outside or just inside of Wichita area.
Yep.
We have crawled with Tim quite a few times all over the country, from Alabama to Oklahoma to just about everywhere else.
Yep.
And as of yesterday, Tim is now a Team Brazen driver,
Yay.
which Tim was a longtime G-Speed driver, and was happy with the stuff, but decided he wanted to expand his YouTube channel a little bit. So he stepped away and did some experimenting and building and playing and deciding what he actually likes after exploring. And you've now decided on what you like, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. It was nice getting out there building everything. I mean, we obviously see the videos. I've built a crap ton of chassis,
Yeah.
crap ton of trucks, and they're all good. I mean, it definitely, I think, helped me as a builder throughout all the time, learning how to set up just so many different trucks. But honestly, I think I've started burning myself out building so much different stuff, and then going to events, trying to remember, oh yeah, which truck am I driving right now? So I wanted to step it down. I wanted to go back to what I was most comfortable with, and I've ran Brazen's been in my lineup since I left G Speed anyway. So I've always had at least one Brazen in one of the comp trucks. So that is what I felt the most comfortable with, so that is what we are sticking to.
Yeah, we're definitely glad to have you. Colorado Adventure Club, dude's good. Met him at Super Shafty. I think that's what that means. You can always find Tim with a clipboard in his hand, judging courses, even when he doesn't have to.
Yep.
Definitely helpful as far as that goes. Good at talking smack on course.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. We've got to talk smack on course. If anybody can smash the gates, I can do that.
I'm good at that too. Does Tim have more trucks or pairs of glasses?
That's honestly right now it might be pretty close because I have downsized quite a bit lately.
The trucks or glasses?
Both.
Is there a market freeze?
Yeah.
I think I have about 7 or 8 pairs of glasses. That's about where I'm at. So we're good.
Yeah.
Different occasions.
Every time I see you in your blue framed glasses, it reminds me of the tire recycler guy that comes and picks up my used tire. Like on his business card, it says his name and something else and blue glasses, right on his business card. I'm like, that's how you choose to differentiate yourself, I guess, on your business card is the dude with the blue glasses.
Mm-hmm. That is, yeah, and honestly, that oddly enough, it worked. Changing like glasses. One, I like having different stuff. So, and then it just stuck, and that's kind of what everyone kind of recognized and started knowing me by was all the different glasses. So, It definitely helps you stand out if you need to.
Yep, definitely does. There's only 3 trucks on the shelf.
Well, that's because here's what's left of my C2, and here is C3.
Oof.
They're almost ready.
Yeah, they look like it.
Almost ready. I haven't. Everything else is ready. Luckily, C1's already good to go, but I'm thinking about picking up another set of CP43s for C2 and moving these to C1. I haven't decided yet. They're expensive.
You gonna have them done for Apex?
Yeah. I can have I should be able to at least have a C2 done by Apex, and if I can C3 done too, so I can test while I'm down there. That's what me and Jake were talking about this morning. If I was going to have it built so we could test while we were down there, and I was like, I should be able to have it ready. So I will bring them all with me, and of course the SCX6 because that thing's just a blast at Disney.
I think I'm gonna try and get out to Apex. Actually,
it was such a blast last year. I think he's planning for at least 10 courses right now,
nice.
Maybe more.
Okay.
Last year we did 12 C2 courses in 2 days.
Wow.
Now, granted, it is end of August at Disney. We're probably going to die, but it's going to be fun.
That should be a cakewalk for me.
So I remember last year was Bobby. Last year on day 1, he broke his Class 2. He broke his Team Garage Act chassis in half day 1, and we built him a high-low that night, setting around the bonfire on the table, and he ran the high-low the whole second day.
Nice.
Actually, I sold my my SCX6.
Oh no!
Yep. Local guy was looking for one to take to Axial Fest Badlands. I gave him a price on it. I gave him this is the number. If you don't want to buy it, that's fine. If you want it, come get it. And he came and got it. So
nice.
I now do not own an SCX6 anymore.
I used first time I drove mine in a while was I posted that video. We were going to the keeper to walk around, and with the little one, put her in the wagon. I was like, I'm taking the SCX6, hooked it to the wagon, drove her around. That was the first time that truck's been driven in a long time.
I hadn't driven mine in a complete year when I sold it. So
yeah,
it's a fantastic truck. I just I don't have the terrain here to drive it on, so
mine sets right there on the wall until we go to Disney, basically, or something like that. It does not go anywhere because it's too big. So terrain here is not challenging, but also it just moves so much stuff out of the way that I don't want it to move out of the way.
Bulldozer.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Sorca rules. You see the new tire rule?
Yeah, which
Oh yeah, actually, I didn't catch that. So if anybody cares to fill me in, I think you texted it to me or mentioned it, but I haven't had time to like really go in
Yeah.
on it.
So
so
basically, what it is, Tim has a tire in his hand. I don't have any tires that are actually illegal. So
this is
Oh,
legal now in C3. So this is the new 5.25 rupture.
yeah,
One, I got them already because in case you guys didn't know, there's no tire ban list on Disney for Crawlapalooza except for pin tires. So these are legal. So I snagged a set, but because in one of the other teams, we have 2 or 3 of the guys, Sorca guys, on there, and they're being helpful, asking questions because the ban list is gone, but there are specific tires. So I think they're going to add a specific list just to help with some of the early confusion. But based on the rules, it sounded like the rupture is legal for class
yeah.
3 now.
So basically what the rule states for class one, we'll use class one for an example, is if the tire has in the lug. So let's say you have a square lug. If there is an enclosed depression in the lug that is
I'm
more
listening.
than 2 millimeters in depth or width, the tire is illegal.
I'm gonna lose my damn mind. This is my
If
first.
it's a if it's a siping, if the lug is siped all the way across, that does not count. It is only an indented impression. So if you think about a landmine, the J Concepts landmine, that tire would be illegal for class one.
Yeah, the landmine, the Meg for
The
class 1,
megalithic,
also the Meg for class 2. Um,
yeah.
yeah, it's weird because I think I'm trying to read it again. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything bad about it. We don't run Sorca here anymore because it nearly obliterated any of our local competition. If there's a nationals next year, I'll build my rectangles for that week in nationals. I'll see a few of you there. I'll build for that. Come home, swap them all back because
So
nothing I go to now runs those rules. Everyone's
Now
that
running a modified Crawlapalooza rule set now.
yeah,
Wesley
that
and
was the
I are
discussion. That was the
Wesley and I are
discussion we
part of
had.
a group that we can't discuss a whole lot of because it's a vendor discussion in a Sorca thing because they're talking about new rules. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I can Wesley and I can discuss Wesley's comment because it doesn't have anything to do with the discussion of the rules themselves. But Wesley and I were on the phone yesterday or
Yeah,
Saturday, and
I, yeah.
we were discussing what was going on in this group, and we've both agreed, and Tim, I think you and I have agreed on this also, that the Sorca committee is going to rule themselves out of competition.
I think as far definitely for sure I would think local wise. For your big competitions, I think you'll still be able to have a pool because people will be okay with just getting a truck in the rule set for one big event. So that brings it all down. You don't have to worry about it all year long. But
Nah,
for local events, it's too hard now to get everyone on the same rules. And I mean, I did videos last year. I did everything I could to make them as easy as possible. I know a lot
That
of people loved them, but
yeah, that helped. I
now
feel that
I
helped out a
can't.
lot of people. Yeah.
there's only two big competitions in the United States currently that I'm aware of that run Sorca rules. That's Super Shafty and ECC.
Yes.
And last year, ECC did not adopt the Sorca rules that were the most recent, even though it was 6 months after the rules were released. They
Yes.
still ran the year previous
Yeah. Because
because
last
of all
year,
the added confusion. It wasn't a hard. They're not a hard rule set to follow. It's
no,
really not.
no. I
But
mean,
it's so
done.
wordy. It's so wordy that people can't understand it or
Yeah.
they can't follow along.
Yeah. It makes it seem like someone looks at the rules in like 45 pages, it's overcomplicated. I mean, it is 45 plus pages, but when you actually read them, they're not bad. I mean, I could get a Sorca legal truck and point it out, especially pointing out now. I think we already talked about pointing out now is easier with
it's
the
super
point.
easy.
Super easy with the point changes now. So it's easier to point out a truck than it was before. It's just those little wheels and tire type of deal. Like the tires is a little goofy because then I got these are those new Aztec tires, and I'm still looking at those too on how everything goes because they don't align. They're not. I think they're fine. I'm running them either way. It doesn't matter where I run them.
It
So
kind of looked like a Yokohama Geolander, right? Am I
they
thinking
they
of it?
they got the look of a kind of almost like a Trep and that too. Yeah, but it's close together. They feel great. I haven't ran them yet, but the compound's nice and they feel really good. I think I'm gonna like them a lot. Just I need to get them broke in.
So this comment that Josh made, that makes for a bad rule set. If you don't have companies building parts to fit, they die. And that's kind of there's a vendor, another chassis vendor that I used to manufacture chassis for him, who released a Class 1 chassis and had about 24 hours worth of sales before someone on Sorca made a post. Someone on the committee made a post about changing the length of, or making a minimum length of skid, and it immediately killed all sales for his chassis because people are like, well, I'm not going to be able to run it, so I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
Well, that's the worst part. That's a terrible thing with the living rules is there's not even a rule that says you can't run that chassis, but no one's buying it because of the potential loss or potential of not being able to run it. So I told him, I'm like, dude, just make whatever you want to make, run whatever you want to run. And if Sorca changes the rule to make it illegal, the customer's not going to be mad at you. They're going to be mad at Sorca. And when the more people are mad at Sorca, the less people are going to run those rules and the less Sorca is relevant. Yeah. They forgot what their name is. That's exactly what it is. And I've always been a proponent for Sorca rules. I like it,
some of those specs year after year.
I
10 years.
Adopted to them.
Yeah, I like the challenge of the building. I think the Sorca rules add that challenge of building, which I enjoy. It's a lot it's funner to go through and measure stuff than just slap a 3-inch Lexan body on it and call it good.
Yeah.
But my fear is like with the tire deal is, I mean, we have Proline and J Concepts. Obviously, they're big. They're going to make tires regardless, but, they've made some really awesome drops lately, like the Megs. I really like the Megs. The landmines are a great tire. I know people that really like the landmines or even the new Aztec, stuff like that, but they put all that time and development into a tire. They drop them, and then the tire's not illegal, so then people automatically just assume no place is going to allow them to run, so they don't buy them. It's like, at some point, are we going to hurt or make the big guy mad enough to stop making tires?
I think they're going to hurt both little and big because me and Brett's going to be fresh. So with the live rule set, like personally, I've been R&Ding like different frames all throughout the year. I don't know what the heck they even design. If there's this live rule set and then people have to adapt to stuff, I'm not sure where to go really with that.
Yeah. Yeah, and at that point, especially if you get chassis companies that just keep making what everyone's making now and just don't follow those, then, I mean, I just said that's more chassis that people are going to buy them because they're great chassis, and they're just not going to run those style of events.
I mean, that's one thing. That's one thing G-Speed did really well a few years ago was really tap into the people who were building what they wanted to build, not Sorca rule based trucks. Where we tried to keep a chassis that was easy to build to the rules.
Mm-hmm.
Where he kind of threw that stuff out the window, and it really helped him. It really helped him grow very quickly in the cheater market. Yeah. I just had a 20 message thread back and forth with one of our customers about what a cheater is. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It's one of those deals, and Like honestly, I think next year have like an unscale nationals would be pretty comical
That's
and fun.
that's
Unscaled.
called We RC Rock.
Yeah, yeah. Man,
Um,
honestly, like do an event with some of the buggy style stuff, and then just some throwdown like C2 3 Palooza style rules. I think an event
dude,
like that
yeah.
at Disney would be a freaking blast.
That's what I kind of discussed with Brett. I was like, man, Sorca should adapt. They should get with the We Rock RC, and they should mesh those rule sets with C3, because I'd make for a super scale, like an
Oh,
unmatched
that would be sick.
scale C3 class, and it would revive. Because I mean, I don't know the exact like, because the events like I go to be like Crawlapalooza. C3 is pretty small as far as like turnout, man.
Yeah,
I would
C3
love
is
to see
definitely the
C3
smallest.
full of buggies.
Yes.
yeah, the overwhelming response I think Josh had with the build along, I think that proves people want to build ultra scale C3 trucks. And Brett, what was the rules on We Rock RC? Like have four
It's like
tires that are
must have a
spinning.
driver,
Yeah,
must have a driver, weighs 7 pounds minimum,
yeah.
drive it type
Yeah.
of like. Now I will say, KPEC was in the build along, and we were talking about motor length, the electric motor length to get rear motor points. The way it was worded was like the motor had to be 50 millimeters in length, but it didn't specify how it was measured.
I'll take
So
that over 2 millimeter indention and a damn tire lug.
I agree with you. But what
Go.
I did was I took my electric motor and I measured from the end of the shaft to the end of the end bell. That is a complete electric motor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was more than 50 millimeters. But then he popped in there and was like, no, it's measured from the mounting flange to the end of the bell, not including the shaft. Well, that basically made my electric motor not a rear motor, even though it's mounted behind the rear bulkhead,
Yeah.
which is fine, whatever. But like, you have to be clear in your rules. So like, as much as I want to sit here and say that Sorca rules are too wordy, there's also a minimum number of
Yeah.
words. Like,
Yeah. You have to meet the 600 character minimum.
Yeah.
I know
like,
like
There is a
45
there is a thing
pages,
is
but
too little. That's how you
yeah,
get
600
gray areas.
characters.
that's what it is. It's like that's how people like me get away with craft foam interiors, or people like you get away with packing tape windows,
Hey.
because there
Yeah.
wasn't a wording
No,
that
there was
says you
no.
can't do
And
that.
I looked again and again and again, and nothing on windshield thickness. Packing tape it is.
Yep,
And
it
packing
blocks
tape
you
works
from
double
going.
because if my drivers start to fall apart, they just stick to the tape on the inside. So,
So do all
Yeah,
the bugs.
hmm
yeah.
Nice.
but
Uh,
honestly, yeah, like with the like Josh's build along, like it was definitely so many people were in on that, but a resurgence of building in buggies and like honestly, yeah, I've been having a
That
blast with the buggies. Like I put the that Chupra capper together, and I've been having just a freaking blast with it. And then the optic dropped, and that thing's also super fun. So yeah, there's
what's
more
a
stuff.
what's been amazing to me with this buggy build along is the number of people that were able to actually build a buggy, including bending and notching and welding and fabricating, because this wasn't a kit, right?
No,
Yeah, you got 3D files, but this wasn't a kit. Versus the number of people that can't assemble a set of links.
we talk about
Like
that all the time.
like how do you go about bridging that gap from
Yeah.
people that can build a full custom truck? And I think Josh did a very good job of making it as easy as possible, but making you still fabricate.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he gave you all the tools to succeed. You just had to actually succeed.
Yeah. And I would have
That's a
loved
good
it if I would have
example.
if I would have been paying attention and had the time to do it. I would have. Man, this year's been on top of me almost burning myself out. Work's just been so much this last little while. I just like I don't have time for anything. Like I am
Yeah,
finding time to tinker with stuff. I haven't even. I don't know. I've been crawling. I crawl like maybe once a month right now when I can.
the number of messages that Wesley gets asking how to mount the leaf spring mounts to leaf springs.
Yeah, it's a little astonishing. But yeah,
Just
like
go
to
to the
touch on
page and
that,
zoom in
like
on the picture.
to
Well,
touch
but
on
like we're
that.
talking about to actually mount it to the leaf spring.
Oh,
There's there's
two holes.
two holes. Like
Um, to touch on that, like we went from just building frame rails and that was it. Now look at our catalog, if you will. We have everything to try and make it as easy as possible. So
Yeah.
like we felt that like it was an influx of new people into the hobby, or it was I wouldn't say people getting lazy, but like it is easy to buy, or it's convenient to buy everything from one spot. But
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I think of the year, seeing the like people with the participation in that build along, kind of re-hype me up. I'm like, all right, there's people out there that are like they want to build.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's not necessarily like
Well,
the
like that.
RTR generation.
That C1, the Pro Leaf chassis, that thing like fell together. Like that was one of the easiest things I ever put together. Granted, leaf springs are pretty easy, but that was just I'm done. Okay.
Yeah,
yeah. Also, I think that the people who were good at building Sorca comp trucks that got tired of Sorca comps
Mm-hmm.
saw the WRC Rock rules and went, man, that's what we need. This seems like something I want to do. And now they're building buggies, whether it's a Harley build along or I don't know if I can talk about what's sitting next to me or not, but Colorado Adventure Club has on his website a coming soon of a buggy, similar thing with printed jigs and all that stuff.
Oh, that sounds fun.
So now there's going to be multiple different trucks that can be built in this type of fashion.
Mm-hmm.
And Josh is planning another one for a pro mod. So eventually there's going to be kits
Yeah.
for every class in We RC Rock, and not that it would be a spec class, but essentially it would be a spec class because I mean they're all going to be built similarly because it's what fits the design of
right.
the truck.
Yeah.
They're all going to weigh similar because they're all built similar, and it's going to come down to the guy driving it, whether they can work front and rear steer and front and rear dig at the same time in the right order.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
that sounds good.
And they're all going to be using licensed tires.
yes, so that would solve a lot of the Sorca tire debate too. Is just make it a
Dude,
tire.
I
fuck
mentioned
up
that on
and get the
my
licenses, baby.
the first time they mentioned the tire ban rule. That was my question. I was like, at that point, just make it. If it's Sorca, just do licensed tires. I mean, at that point, everyone would just be running crawlers. But I mean, just make it a
Well,
licensed tire. That would be the easiest way to do it.
I mean, Vanquish
It
is
really
knocking it
would.
on too, man.
Dude,
Also,
the Vanquish Yokohamas are nasty.
yeah, I
and
have them
RC
on
four wheel
mine.
drive will be like, wait, are we gonna get attention?
No, they're not. That compound
Oh,
sucks.
shot that one out of the sky.
Yeah, honestly, I'd be
Yeah,
perfectly fine if they just came out and said licensed tires only. Cool,
Dude,
perfect.
that's awesome.
Crawlers
and
and
the trucks will
those,
look really
yeah,
nice.
that red compound Yokohama, that tire is nice. That thing is
I
sticky.
I pulled the VXT2s off of a set of wheels and put the Yokohamas on. Which actually, speaking of, it sounds like the VXT2 is
Is
probably going to be banned for Class 2 also
yes,
because it measures physically taller
yes,
than is
yeah. Because
stated on the sidewall.
what's it
I
worded?
think
If
Josh
X
needs to
amount of
talk to
certain
them about
tires,
what calipers they're using. I'm outraged right now.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
They must be
However,
using
it's
those
worded.
Amazon calipers.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that a lot of the rules debate comes back down to you know how wordy things get, and
Mhm.
how many things you ban at once, like in the
Well,
middle of the year.
Yeah,
The
well, that's
live
what.
rules, that needs to go because I would be like, dude, I'm done.
Yeah.
Personally, like I said, I don't have a dog in that.
Well,
but
and like, I
They're
mean,
they're
no,
the
rule
wanting
points
one.
us.
change. That points change is in the middle. Luckily, I mean, even after the points change, I think I'm like maybe 2 points short of 60, even after losing T case and my skeletons and everything else. Well, not my skeletons, but drivers in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I was still good on points. Like I said, it's easier to point out. It's just that shouldn't happen in the middle necessarily.
Yeah.
Or
It's like
if you do want to adapt during the year, you need to have, okay, here's January, these rules, and then in June, anything can go into effect in June or July or something. Have designated dates that when stuff will happen. If you want to update stuff during the beginning of the year.
Right.
yeah, it's and like we come out with a new chassis that has, you know, a specifically placed skid at a specific length, and we
Josh.
sell 100 of them that first day. Then
Yeah.
Sorca sees it, and the next day they ban it in their
No,
live
it's like
rules.
that's
Like,
Yeah.
too much
get,
of like a governing, like overruling, like to see like businesses affected and like that for me that's enough to like, all
Transfer
right, what are we
cases.
doing?
How many got hurt with transfer cases that made transfer cases? And
I
Josh,
know.
Josh,
Yeah.
they didn't take away driver points; they just dropped them down. So our
yeah,
4 point skeletons are now what 2 points for a skeleton for a full size figure now.
yeah, yeah. I want to give a little special shout out Vision Metal Designs. Vision makes some fantastic looking wheels. That I know that I've seen a couple sets in person. I don't have any, but
Got a
coming
set
coming
somewhere.
from a guy who makes wheels on this machine behind me, bravo, sir! Your wheels are very good looking, and I think this is the first time I've seen him comment on one of our lives. So thanks for
This
checking
is
in with
awesome.
us, and very nice wheels, very good job.
Hey, that is so. Is our like? Is that live? Do we always only have one like?
I don't know. I can't see it on my end, so
Because if
There's
it's
four.
one person
there's
liking
four.
that, I'm gonna send
Now
that dude
there's
as a
five.
friend, dude.
Yeah. Anyway, Vision Metal Designs is in Ohio. Also, I'm in northern Indiana here, so you're not too far from me. I think you're in
Oh, man.
northern Ohio somewhere.
Yeah, but oh yeah,
Um,
definitely, Wes. If you think you're gonna make it up for Apex, just hang out with us for a while. Let us know so we can
Okay.
be ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have an extra bunk bed in my cabin.
that's underneath your
That's
bed. He can
that's
just
for the
sleep under your
dog.
bed.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I get Jake and
I'll
Dallas will
share.
come with us too.
I'll
So,
share with Jake.
Uh,
Barrett can use the extra.
hmm I'll try not to
yeah,
break the new truck while I'm down there. That would be really cool too.
yeah.
Mine must not be live because Todd says it shows 19 likes. Thanks, guys. My screen always says one like, and I'm like, whoever that one champion is, I'm gonna send him a frame, dude.
Yeah. So, is
Man.
it bad? Is it bad of me that I'm actually maybe considering skipping Crawlapalooza and going to Proline instead?
Terrible idea. You know how much fun Crawlapalooza is.
I know, but I've been there enough times, and I've never been to Proline.
I haven't either. I wish, like December, if everybody, all the people, Proline, Super Shafty, everyone would get together and spread this out for a little bit. So,
Yeah.
you know Trace Boatner.
Yeah,
He's traveling to all four in October. He's doing Super Shafty. Then he's doing Clash or Proline that's next. Then Crawlapalooza, and then the one that's the weekend after that. He's full month on the road. Which I like.
I mean,
I
it
would love.
sounds
I
like a
got orders to
blast.
get out,
Oh, it
dog.
sounds like an absolute blast.
Yeah.
I got shit to
But
do though.
yeah, yeah. Give me like a couple weeks in between to spread them out a little bit would be
I would say
absolutely
one
awesome.
month for me, man. That would
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd be.
Well,
I'd
and
be
then we
scared.
do our end of the year that first week in November. So then, like Jake and Timmy and everyone else, like from Crawlpalooza, they'll make the trip right back over here to Wichita, and we'll comp that first weekend. So a week, 2 weeks after Crawlpalooza, we're at it for a whole weekend again.
Yeah. We RC Rock needs a mod stock class for C1 refugees. I was actually looking at my Metal Masher
there it is.
C1 earlier today, going, that could maybe be a pro mod truck. But it's also brand new, and I don't want to ruin it.
He says that you get one
So
of
maybe
those $12 Bud Lights in, and we'll see how.
Yeah. So maybe I tear apart the blue Metal Masher for the first time since 2016 and rebuild it as something else. I don't know. We'll see. Toby says, come to Proline. The rocks are nice. Yeah, but like, Crawlapalooza is all rock.
One big rock.
Like, it is rock.
Disney's the hidden gem in the Midwest. It really is.
Yeah. Yep. It was something I was kicking around because I've never been out there, and I know there's going to be like a whole mess of these bad boys out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, we're a little after 9. I don't mind going a little longer because we skipped 2 weeks. But if anybody's got any other talking points down here, I think we've exhausted the newest Sorca bullshit. I just, like I said, the living rules is an annoyance because basically anything we do that they don't like, they immediately ban. And part of this group that Wesley and I are in that we're not supposed to talk about is like they want us to propose things.
I just don't like the idea of them putting out your ideas.
We're in a group with our competition to make stuff. You don't think that if a competitor of mine posts a picture of something that he's designing and Sorca gives the okay and that I like it, you don't think I'm going to beat him to the market with that? You're high as a kite if you don't. Like, I'm going to do everything in my power to beat him to market with that. Like,
so yeah,
I'm not posting my ideas for them to give me the thumbs up or thumbs down. Get out of here.
My proposed idea for Sorca is to them as a committee create maybe an East and West event. They host, they put on, the funds from that go into Sorca. Everyone's getting like some kickback because I don't know if these guys are just like taxed for their time. I assume they are because I don't think they make.
Yeah.
There's no.
They don't get paid.
Yeah, no. It's free time when all of them can get together. They do some Zoom meetings, some online stuff, and they go over topics, and then everything is voted on. And depending on how touchy it is, I think it's all majority except certain touchy things. I think have to be unanimous.
Yeah.
I know they've explained it to me at some point in time, but it may have already changed since then. So,
yeah.
Adam,
yes. In order for that to hang around, they're probably going to need to host their own sanctioned comps.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with that. I think instead of waiting on a club to step up and do it, they need to host their own nationals. Like,
yes.
Correct.
And if you want to have nationals, you need to have some sort of regionals. Like,
I would do East and West, and then one final bout, dude.
Yeah,
that'd be sick.
That's the thing with the nationals. You need some sort of regionals or some type of qualifying because when it comes down to it, buying tickets,
15.
other than it's whoever clicks that button faster. Certain sponsors, yes, they will get X amount to make sure they have X amount of drivers there because obviously they're sponsors. But you could very well knock the best driver out if he's not fast at clicking the button or his computer freezes. Yeah. And you lose big competition because that's how it's set up.
If Nabil and Wyatt are in meetings at work and somebody with a stock brand new TRX4 clicks buy now.
Yeah, right?
And they don't.
Yeah. Adam, yes, I will be running
like a top top 20, top 30 from East and West, and then there's one maybe RMRC type location.
I would
to be
I would
sick.
like to see top 30 in each class from East and West, and then you still have like 60 available to the public tickets for people that couldn't go to a regional, right?
Yeah, it's
So
going to happen.
or 40, call it 40. So you have 100 trucks per class. You got 60 qualified drivers from regionals, East and West, and then 40 that are just randomized,
Wild
whoever
cards.
clicked by first. Yeah.
Wild cards.
Yeah. I don't know what I'll be driving for Class Zero yet, Adam, but I will be driving something for Class Zero. I actually think I may just put really wide fender on my C1 and just run my C1 in Class Zero. Like, I think that's probably what I'll just do. Another one that I thought would be funny is just do like a team driver like shit talk event. Like team drivers from different brands, everyone, how many drivers do you want or how many of your drivers can make it? And it's just a giant shit talk show fest and just having some fun.
I mean, that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
That's kind of Crawlapalooza.
That basically is Crawlapalooza.
That's pretty much Crawlapalooza.
Crawlapalooza after that's campfire at Crawlapalooza.
Yeah. Oh, well. Evan B has been holding it down for Colorado. Evan's a good driver.
Yes, he is. He's a good dude. He's funny. I like him.
I can't say that I've met him in person. I may have, maybe at a nationals, but in passing.
Rocky Mountain, I think, is where I met him last time. I think he came to one of the other events too. I'm not sure. I know for sure met him at Rocky Mountain.
I did not go to Rocky Mountain. I'm coming to take all the WRC Rock trophies. Bring your A game. I don't know. I need to look at the WRC Rock schedule because I want to go drive this buggy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look at some of that.
It's weighed. It is ready to comp. Other than I'm still waiting on my Pricey's shocks. He told me a minimum of 3 weeks when I ordered them, and that was like going on 5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Probably 30
But he did say
30 days in the mail though.
He did say a minimum of 3 weeks. So I'm not upset, and I'm not going to message him about it because he didn't say it'll be 3 weeks max. He says it'll be a minimum of 3 weeks. So
Dang.
we'll see how long they come.
Scale Hero would be sick, but that's in October, dude. Everything's in October.
Everything's October. Now, that is one thing that, if still holding true for, like, if Nationals does happen next year, they were aiming for Moab, which I would probably make that happen just to go to Moab, too.
Yeah, I would, if no one's been, go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And reserve your stuff quick because I don't know a lot of reservation. Like, I think, like, just Google how hard it is to get stuff during Easter Jeep Safari. I think it's impossible.
Yeah.
So
if it's in Moab, well, probably because the wife wants to go too, because she likes doing like rock climbing in the swing and stuff like that. So we would probably take both the Tundra and her 4Runner, so we could both just venture off.
I would have to throw the stickies on the JK and put it on a trailer.
Dude, you just have your regular tires at highway pressures, and you're gonna find grip.
Yeah, but I have 40-inch stickies, so I'm gonna run them.
Yeah. I would just stick to whatever baby slope is for right now because I'm not fucking my shit up. And plus, I haven't decided what lift I want.
I'm kind of willing to like adventure out, but I'm kind of baby slopes too. I got Hell's Gate to conquer. That's pretty much my only like I have to do thing out there.
I think we got 10 new Land Cruisers in the last week and a half. We got one of brand new for sale. We got one of the special
for recalls.
Yeah,
man, that's gonna be a rough end of the year.
Dude, I saw the new GX. It had 22s on it, dude. It looks
Mhm.
awesome, but the 22's got to go. It needs 17s.
Yeah, they got to go.
I was like, dude, are those 22s? And I like looked at the sidewall. I was like, oh my god, dude, they're 22s.
That's what I feel weird on mine because I just kept the stock 20s for right now. But I'm like,
Yeah.
it's the same size tire, but oh yeah, it's because I'm at a 20, not an 18 anymore.
Yeah.
I can go 17, but I have to the offsets are really, really curious on the Tundra because the rotors are massive.
Yeah, I tell people to go 17. I do smaller wheels just for ride quality, man.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah, that
I
is
did
definitely.
I did get some new tires on the street wheels because my
Nice.
Coopers were clapped. So I got a set of 37-inch Mickey Thompson Baja Boss MTs.
I got I went with the Cooper or the Toyo, the Open Country AT3s. Man, that is a nice tire.
that's what I
I
get.
I like that tire a lot.
I can show you what they do or what they look like after you tear them up on red granite, all the everything. I think I got like about 40,000 miles on this set. They're holding pretty good. I got a couple cuts on a sidewall, but they're not that deep.
I just hit 1,500 miles on mine, so we're good.
You're good for a while.
Brett, if you're going to Proline, I'll pick you up at the airport. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, and now hearing that Scale Hero is in October, also,
That's too many choices, man.
it is too many choices now.
So many.
So
Like
Arizona
it,
for me is like 18 to 20 hours. I think
like
Proline would be like 24 to 26.
at this point,
Yeah,
work just needs to shut down for the month of October for like everybody.
I'm thinking the same. I'm paid. Oh, Proline's in
yeah,
September.
yeah. Proline's in September, but it's like the end of September, isn't it? And then there's
That's
like
same as
a weekend.
Apex.
There's like a weekend off, and then I think it's the same weekend as Super
Apex.
Shafty, isn't it?
Yeah, because there's Super Shafty, and then there's the WCRC Nationals, WRCCA Nationals, and then Palooza. Clash is in there somewhere. When is Clash? But I know last year, I don't know that the turnout Clash last year. I don't think was that good.
Maybe it's the timing of the year. They choose.
Yeah, it's because there's 17 cool events in 4 weeks. You couldn't space them out once a month for the whole year. Just put them all in a 5-week span.
Dude, yeah, wait, hold on. We got these desert events. Put those things at the end of the year, dude.
Put those suckers in January. Like, why can't Proline be in February when I'm already
nice
in California for King of the Hammers?
All year round.
Yeah. Like, I'm already almost there for King of the Hammers. I could drive an hour and a half down the road and be there, or less.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. If I go into Proline in September and then going right back there in February, like, it's a lot of screwing around.
I was gonna tell you that. I was like, wait, you're gonna go there, and then like 3 months later, you're gonna be driving back.
Yeah.
You're gonna be sick of that.
Ugh.
Oh, well. Great Lakes Gauntlet, September 20 to 22 in Michigan. That's one I haven't been to either, but also I don't own the only trail truck I own now. Well, I guess I've got my Ford Ice and the Optic that I could run. Gauntlet's more of a trail, it's like Axial Fest or Beat the Creek. And I don't, not that I'm afraid to take my comp trucks on trail run, but that's just not what they're for.
Yeah. I think we have we got that new indoor area we've been working together here, and I think we have an RTR this Friday.
I was going to ask you about that, how that's going. I keep seeing pictures of it pop up, and it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's coming along good. They're starting to get schedules and events and everything rolling. I think we're doing like the first Friday of the month. We're doing like RTR night, which I will be running my Optic in it because it's approved now. Because to get people interested, like the stance is an RTR, but the stance versus like a regular Phoenix or anything else for that matter, it's not it's not the same. You're driving a full-blown Class 2 truck in an RTR. So, but the optic does really, really good. So I figure at least that'll do better than my other VS410 because I have a VRD, but it's not stock. And I had the stance, but it wasn't stock. So I was like, I didn't have either of those were stock, so it didn't matter. But yeah, it's pretty nice. It's really nice crawling in AC.
Yeah.
And it has a bathroom. It's nice. It's convenient.
You don't have to take a trail dump.
Nope. Theron doesn't have to go to Quick Trip and then come back.
So you're saying he gets up from comps and leaves and comes back?
Yes.
But then he makes fun of us if we get up out of our chair to go get something that somebody's asking
wait
about.
a second. Hold on here. Let's go.
Yeah, something's not adding up.
This ain't jive, dude.
Right. All right. Well, it's 9:20. I think maybe 5 to 10 minutes left here, and then we'll get out of here for the night.
It's the Tim special extended director's cut.
Right? Yeah, the director's cut. So
yeah,
it's commentary.
This is definitely gonna help trying to just get back into it, man. This has just been a rough summer. It's been hot and just exhausting. Work's been crazy, so which is good. It's a great problem to have to be busy, but I need a minute. I need to relax a little bit.
So I don't know if it's, and people in the comments can say here too, but I have noticed a lack of comps this year compared to other years.
Yes.
Even on the local, because I'm part of so many pages that I used to see, you're on our weekly page. weekly comps or bi-weekly or monthly comps, or like Tennessee had their own comp series. There was a couple of series in Kentucky. I haven't seen any of those popping up. No. Georgia, there used to be a bunch in Georgia, Alabama. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen posts about it. So it's like, are they still even having comps, or have they all just kind of got burnt out by whether it's the rules or the people, just the general public is burnt out on it? Are you not the only one that's burnt out on it?
Yeah, honestly, I think that makes me feel a little better about it. Yeah, I mean, it has been slow this year, and I think that also didn't help that I'm trying to build and do stuff, but there's nothing going on. So then I'm like, well, it does no good to.
Where's the motivation?
Like I still have a full kit, chassis, and everything from Lucas that I haven't even put together yet because I just haven't been motivated and burnt out. I still want to build it at some point just because it's Lucas and I like Lucas, but there has not been a whole lot going on. And I think one of my few videos I did this year, I was like, we don't have much going on until then. It's August and October and November real quick. And King, Missouri was going to happen. And then King, Missouri got shut down too. So that was the one that a decent sized one that got wiped off the schedule early on this year too.
So Tennessee definitely still have comp series and state championship. I just got on the Tennessee State Championship Facebook page. Tennessee State Championship. July 14th, so recently, they posted about Tennessee State Championship November 8th and 9th. The next newest post was November 6th, 2023. So if there is a bunch of Tennessee comps, where the hell do you find it? Because I'm 8 to 9 hours from Tennessee, but there are no comps in Indiana.
Yeah. There's Oklahoma is actually done pretty good. They've been doing weekly river comps, nothing crazy, just getting people going. And then Akeka built the Triple Crown hobbies there in OKC. That looks like it's going over really good too.
I saw somebody ask about his new shop a little while ago. I don't follow Akaika so I didn't see that he had even done that. But Panther Creek Comp Series and Tennessee RC Crawlers started a series this year. 23 RC is the regular one in Kentucky. I know, and I haven't seen. Maybe, dude, my Facebook. I don't know about you guys, but my Facebook has been, my entire feed is like pages I don't follow
Garbage.
and advertisements.
Yes.
Like,
and notifications are delayed. I got a notification that Theron tagged me in a post from a week ago today. Like, I'm not seeing when people are responding accurately. I think the other day I was so bored. I was going through, like you said, it was just advertisements and stuff I'm not part of, and I was just Xing all of that to get it off to try to fix what's happened. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, so 23 RC does things on Wednesday nights. Their local, their normal comp night is Wednesday nights. So like, that doesn't work for me. I can't drive 8 hours for a Wednesday night comp.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah. Come on,
It's just,
dude.
you're in the
committed or not?
Midwest. You're in the Midwest. That's just an 8-hour drive. Why would I?
It is
Just 8 hours.
It's just an 8-hour drive. I don't disagree with you, but like, it's
Gotta get
16
some
hours because I gotta
miles on
come
those
home.
new tires.
Yeah. Yeah, but like I said, I don't see the posts of comps anymore, and it, I keep track of analytics on our website, and people don't need that information, but like looking at the year, I mean, it's a little slow compared to last year.
Mm-hmm.
We're basically August 1st, and we're a little bit down.
Yeah.
And we've had some really good releases.
Mm-hmm. And like, we're seeing there's activity on like the local page. Like, there are guys that are crawling. I think time's another one. I don't think everyone's available the same times they used to be. Like, Sunday's always been our crawl day. But like that I mean, you're on our local page. That last comp series we did, there was only like 6 or 7 of us.
Yep. And then there's the series in Rolla.
Mm-hmm. We used to have 20, 30 every Sunday.
Yeah. ADD hobbies. You're going to the comp in Arizona in October. We were just talking about that. There's so many in October that like we could about send a team driver to every event, like over a 5-week span. Send one driver to each event. We'll see. I don't know. I haven't made up my mind yet. I need to make up my mind soon though, because if I were going to Arizona or California, I would fly.
Yeah.
Oklahoma, if there was an airport that was closer to Disney, I would fly. Like, if there was an airport that flew from South Bend to, like, right by Disney, I would just fly. Because it's a 12-hour, it's an 11 and a half hour drive and a time change. So, like, my drive home,
Sucks.
like, clock to clock is, like, 13 and a half hours. Like, I don't know. It's, that makes for, I leave here on Thursday before the sun comes up and I get there at dark. And then Sunday I leave before the sun's up and I get home after dark.
Hell, just fly into Wichita Thursday morning. I'll pick you up and we'll head out.
Yeah. Wichita or Tulsa.
Yeah, it's just me in the truck. Kiddo's not going. There's plenty of room. Throw your trucks and everything else in there.
That's the other thing is I bring Crawlapalooza, you bring so much stuff. Like, my Jeep, the back of my JK, from the back of my seat to the back door to the ceiling was full last year.
So you'll just have to ship all your trucks, then fly.
Ship trucks and tables and easy ups and generators and
just ship them to 2 mothers.
Inventory.
A cargo container.
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
Yeah. I live in Illinois, an hour northeast of St. Louis. There's nothing in this area. Yeah, you got to go to northern Illinois to Crawler Canyon RC Park. That's about the closest you're going to get that I'm aware of. Or Fayetteville, I can come get you. Yeah. So but if I flew to Arizona, I can get a car at the airport and just go. Same thing with Proline. I would just fly into like Palm Springs and get a car at Palm Springs, get a U-Haul van next to the Palm Springs airport, and just drive there. Those of you who don't know, there are a lot of U-Haul locations that are right by airports, and U-Haul vans are way fucking cheaper than rental cars. Like way cheaper than rental cars. Just get yourself a U-Haul van and drive. Dude, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
U-Haul's pretty good. $20, you get what, a 6.2 swap and whatever you have.
Yeah.
4 new tires.
So there's this building. There's a U-Haul. Yeah. Those who don't know, the building I'm in right now, I rent from a guy who runs a U-Haul. There's U-Haul trucks and trailers everywhere. Now, most of the new Chevy vans that they use have 4.8s in them, just so you know.
Those are good for turbos from what I hear.
Yeah, they are. I mean, it's still a good swap for $19.99. But yeah, most of them aren't 6.0s anymore. We used to do that with dirt bikes. Load them up. Yeah, exactly.
Toby should have told him to wait a couple of days. He could have had the gold one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I may have to grab one of the gold ones. Refresh this thing up a little bit.
If anybody's got them in person, they look. It's so hard for me to capture how cool the gold ano is on a camera.
Yeah, my C1's gold ano.
Yeah, the gold doesn't show up on camera very well.
Like the thumbnail, it looks like I cut up a piece of government cheese. It's just this yellow.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. I'm ready to get the hell out of here for the night. I've been here since 7 o'clock this morning, so I'm ready to go.
Alrighty.
Tim, we appreciate you being on the stream tonight.
Yeah.
And again, welcome to Team Brazen. Even though, I mean, we've talked to you like you're a team member for years.
It's been a long time coming, so we're glad.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Not a whole lot's going to change. So
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just in more chats now.
It's just more legwork.
Yeah.
More legwork.
So anyway, next Monday should be good for a stream, and we'll see if we can have Paul on next Monday.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Paul's got some information. Yeah, Paul's got some information for everybody, and
yeah, I'm ready to
otherwise
get some new trucks built.
Yeah, Tim's got trucks to build, so.
Yeah.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
All right, we're going to get out of here for the night.
Alrighty. Everyone have a good one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.